last night you were driving from Hobart to Rosebery, yeah?
Yeah, over to the west coast. Yep.
Yeah, over to the west coast. What happened, mate?
I was heading through a lake region, sort of come around a bend onto a straight, and I'd caught a thylacine running across the road into some long grass. I saw the eyes immediately. The eye shine was a very incredibly bright green, and it looked away, and as it looked away, the eye shine changed to a yellow, and then it looked back again directly at me, and it was green. Did that 3 or 4 times. It was trotting, sort of like a dog would, trotting into the bushes. I caught the back end of it as well. Definitely a thylacine tail, leg, and stomach. It disappeared incredibly quickly. I went back onto Google Maps and had a look, and where the area was, and it sort of must have been trotting down sort of a bit of a drain and then up again and out. So, I would have blinded it with my spotlights, but it just lit up. Like the eyes, it was just like, what the hell is that? And it's just amazing seeing the green eyes looking at me. And I didn't see any stripes on the animal, but I saw the whole animal. It's just I was immediately focusing on the eyes, and that was just really striking.
Yeah.
Like, when you get like a possum or kangaroo, and you look at the eyes and not all that bright, and you look at a cat in the same light, the cat's eyes are bright.
Yep.
Brighter again.
Yep.
Well, this was a difference again from a cat to a thylacine. The difference again, that much more brilliant. It was amazing. I did see the whole animal. I may not have seen the stripes because it was long, white, dead grass that it was getting into, and it was quite black around as well with shadows and whatnot, so they were there. But you sort of just process it and you think, shit, what's that? And then, absolutely. I used a short, white road sign posts with the red reflectors on them. They're about 3/4 the size of the ones interstate over this part of the world. It would have been about 3/4 the height of one of those posts.
Okay. So when you first caught sight of it, was it still on the road or was it on the road side?
It was on the road side. So
right, okay.
Almost into... Yep. I had sight of it for, I reckon, about 2.5, 3 seconds.
Okay.
Maybe, about 3 seconds. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so it was running from... There were lakes either side of me where I was driving, so it was, heading from my left to my right. And when I caught sight of it, it would have probably been about 75 to 100 metres away.
Okay.
And disappeared by the time it got to, I don't know how many metres it was. Pulled over and thought, what the hell was that? And afterwards I thought, shit, I should have gone back and, driving some distance, I thought, shit, I should have stopped and had a look at the footprints on it. But, that didn't prevail because I was just on a timeline and time.
What sort of distance from it were you, do you think? 20 metres, 30 metres?
Oh, when I first caught sight of it, I reckon it was probably about 75 metres, I reckon. 75, maybe 100. So, I was cruising along, probably doing about 80 or 90 k's an hour. And, it would have been probably, 70 metres away, I reckon. I guess probably disappeared when I got, I don't know, 50 maybe, I don't know.
So when you're about 50 metres from it, it disappeared into the grass, so you saw it for about 25, 30 metres of travel.
Yeah, it's something like that.
As you were driving along, sort of thing, because of your speed and the distance.
Yeah, I guess. You could probably do the maths on that. Speed versus distance, so, yeah.
Excellent.
That's just a guess, mate.
Now, didn't you actually have an experience once before in Tassie when you were camping, you told me about?
Yeah, I did, mate. I was over the west coast camping with my dog in winter, and I was in bed, and about 2-3 a.m. in the morning I heard this unusual bark, and it was a very sort of husky, like a possum on steroids kind of bark. And there were no campers around. It was in June or July, cold as, no one around, quite remote, and had that experience. And my dog is about 50 kilo Belgian Malinois, and he was like a bit scared, like, what the hell is that sort of thing? And then I stuck my head out the tent. Before that I actually heard it sort of rustling around things, and must have grabbed some bones because I could hear it grab some bones and crush them up, and pissed off. And got up the next morning, my dog flew out the tent. He was running around everywhere like an idiot, looking for it. So
Yeah,
I
right.
had a bit of a look around for some footballs, but it was quite stony where it was, and the ground was quite firm, so I didn't leave any impressions.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, experience was one of which I believe was a Thylacine after researching, and after speaking with older Tasmanians who have also had sightings. Thylacines running around the hills chasing the wallabies and paddy melons or whatever, and what the bark sounded like, and it was exactly the same as how they described it. So
Yeah, okay. I've heard that noise myself once in South Australia about 2 years ago.
right, not like the bark you just heard.
No, not like that. No, the possum on steroids. I've heard that 3 times. It was yapped at me before it took off.
Yeah, it's like a ow.
Yeah, that's it. It's like the possum on steroids is trying to clear its throat
A
because
description of the bark. It started barking from a distance away. I think it smelt my dog, and then had a bit of a warning bark, and then moved in closer and did some further warning barks, and then grabbed what it wanted and took off.
And how many years ago was that now? That must have been a couple of years, wasn't it?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I think, mate.
Yep.
It would have been 2017, I think.
Yeah, I think so from memory.
Yep. Noteworthy, it was a full moon, and there were a lot of owls, grey owls out, which when I'd be driving along the road, they get spooked and fly off.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon I saw probably about 6 or 8 owls that night.
Yeah, okay, that's a lot.
Yeah. So it's a hunter's moon, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
What I found really unusual about the eyes of the Thylacine is that the brilliance of the colour, and and when it actually wasn't looking at me, there was still a colour coming out of them, which was yellow. So direct on green, and then on an angle yellow. So whether it's some super duper night vision, I don't know, but.
Yeah, I wonder if
Have to
other
look into
animals
it.
display that kind of variation in colour. That'd be interesting to know.
Well, looking at all the old scholarly articles, I just had a look this morning. There's accounts of the old ones saying they were green. I didn't know that until this morning. And the newer ones saying that they're yellow. So whether it's a direct, looking at you, they're green, and whether it was off angle, they're yellow. I don't. That's my experience. That's what I saw. So,
I've had green,
And mate-
blue, brilliant, bright, yellow, and golden as well reported.
Well, you look at dogs. I mean, my dog's got red eyes, and Dad's dog has red eyes. Other dogs have, other dogs I know have yellow or green eyes. So I think I might have sent you a picture on Facebook some time ago where a dog bloke had a bunch of dogs sitting on his ute, see all the different coloured eyes. So it could be genetic variation, but this one here, mate, she was bright as green. That laser we're mucking around with, it was like that was being shone back at me. It was brilliant, mate, like insanely brilliant. That's what first got my eyes, and I was mesmerised. I wish they weren't so bright, because I would have actually started looking at the rest of the animal. I was just intrigued at the colour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen that colour.
Yeah.
And then by the time I sort of refocused off the eye, it was looking at me, looking away, looking at me, looking away. Obviously, I was blinding the shit out of it with the spotlights. And, and then it was trotting, and so I saw the whole thing, but I was just, dead focus on the eyes, and by the time I refocused, your peripheral vision then refocused on the second half of it. If it was a male, that's where I would have picked it up from, and then saw the back leg and the tail was up high, coming out as well. So, yeah, amazing, mate. It's, quite a spiritual experience for me, to be honest, personally.
Yeah, well, it's not very often you get to see them. I've never seen one at night. Actually, no, I have seen one at night, but I didn't have any lights on it. It just walked past the bedroom window, that one. But first one I saw was about an hour before dark, so it was just on that end of day, kind of shadowy kind of time. But, that's another story. All right, mate. Well, look, that's awesome. Thanks for reporting that to us.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, buddy. Cheers, mate.
Awesome.